Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You see by title below, this is on episode 2 and 3 of Nanbaka. And yes, episode 2 and 3, obviously, if you guys didn't know before, obviously I did not make a review for episode 2 because all of last week I honestly felt like crap. I was sick. I still am a little sick, so if you hear me coughing or sniffling or anything of the sort sounding weird to you, like weirder than normal, then sorry, but I'm still a little sick, but good enough to make these reviews. So I'm gonna make my review. Let's talk about how I feel about episode 2 and 3. Honestly, you guys do know that I loved episode 1. In my opinion, it was super hilarious, probably the most hilarious anime of this season, pretty much, kind of thing. I love the colorfulness of it. I love the characters. I love the soundtrack. I love the opening and ending. I pretty much loved like a lot of the stuff that happened in this anime. Not gonna lie, I definitely enjoyed this anime. And episode 2 and 3 did not disappoint. Did not disappoint at all. One thing I do notice though is that there is kind of a reoccurring kind of comedy aspect that they do throw in both episode 2 and 3. And sure, maybe that's just for now, and you know, later on they will add some new kind of content in, but at the moment, for now, it's okay. 2 episodes is fine, but pretty much as you saw in episode 2 and 3, 2 of the reoccurring things was, 1, in episode 2, they had the whole warden. Pretty much we find out she seems like a super strict badass person, right? And everyone is scared of her. All the other, you know, leaders or whatever they are, you know, in charge of the other, you know, numbered prisons area, they're all afraid of her. They're all scared of her. Though it seems that she has a different side to her. She thinks that Hajime is like a super cool guy. Like, she has a total crush on him. And it's so funny, honestly, to see for these 2 episodes at least. Maybe it'll get, you know, boring after a while. But at the moment, it's pretty funny seeing her. Like, all of a sudden she's like all serious. And the next moment she like turns around her chair. And she's like, oh my gosh, he said my last name. I can't wait. Hopefully he says my first name. Or that one time when he was giving her the papers. And she like, he touched my, first he touched my, you know, index finger and my middle finger. Then he touched my ring and my pinky. Only my thumb is left. And like, even when that other idiot guy that's in her room all the time, like, hit him and everything, she's like, oh, no, that's not how I imagined my, you know, first, you know, this confrontation with him, kind of thing. And then in the 3rd episode, we have a moment where, you know, he's pretty much cleaning the area and stuff, and she's like full on like, ooh, just like glare, like looks like she's glaring at him. He's obviously scared of. He doesn't realize that she has a crush on him and everything. Everyone else thinks it's glaring and everything, but in actuality, she's just like checking him out, like him rolling up his sleeves, and she's like, ooh. And then of course, even when he starts wiping, you know, the table in front of her, she's just staring at him. Sweat comes down. All of a sudden, she rushes to catch it. And it's like she's like a huge, she's like in an ocean and everything. It's like, what is going on, man? She has a full-blown crush on him. And honestly, so far for me, it's pretty hilarious. Though I can see it getting kind of, you know, boring if it's the same old thing every single episode. Now, the other reoccurring thing that happened in both episode 2 and 3 was, of course, the profiling of the characters. Obviously, you know, when he's telling the the warden why they haven't been, you know, feeling the need to escape or anything, we have, you know, it's honestly, I don't even call them by their names because they don't really even call them, but 15, obviously, his reasoning is, you know, we get a little bit more in depth. It's still that kind of thing with him. His escaping is, of course, a hobby, but he's been living, it kind of shows this every single time, like this may be a main plot in the story later on, but obviously he's been living in prisons his whole life. He pretty much doesn't really want to escape, kind of thing. It literally is to him just a hobby kind of thing, you know? And it always shows this kind of dark aspect, like, oh, he always just wants, he doesn't feel anywhere at home but prison. Obviously, he's lived there his whole life. The whole aspect with his father, the whole aspect of who put that thing on his neck and wrist and everything, and his legs. It really is the one thing that like makes it not really a comedy aspect. It makes it like, that's pretty interesting. That could definitely be a pretty like a big plot that comes later on in the series, while the other characters don't really get in as much depth as that kind of stuff. You know, we pretty much have 25. He escaped from his prisons. For the reasoning for that was because, well, he was scared of them injecting him with stuff, and he got super mad. And didn't want that to happen, so he tried to run away, kind of thing. It's like they're like little kids, pretty much, is how they're portrayed and everything. And then you have 69. He didn't like the food, so that's why he hated it there. We have 11. He's a womanizer. He pretty much doesn't. He tried to escape because he had a date. What the hell? But of course, this time they pretty much don't leave because he tell him he doesn't have a date. 69 has the food and everything. That he loves the food here. He loves Japanese food. And 25, they have pills instead of injections with needles. So that's pretty much why. But it's pretty funny the way it's portrayed, the way the story is being told. And at first, the warden and that other guy are like, "Holy crap! Is it because of this? Is it because of that?" And then it's just a complete face palm kind of moment where it's like, no, it's actually because he's scared of needles. It's actually because he doesn't like the food. Like, what the hell, man? It is pretty funny. Those moments are funny, In the third episode, they have it instead where it's pretty much, the other guard is like, he always gets bullied by them, so he's trying to figure out how to stop that from happening. So, Hajime pretty much tells him, this is what you gotta do. For 11, give him some from the magazine of surveys of women, and he's like, he'll be glued to that for a while. You give 69 the food menu for the day, and he's like, ooh, he'll be looking at that for a while. And then 25, that one I understand, to be honest. I'd be completely the same way. Give him some anime, give him some snacks, he won't be moving. That's how it is for me, pretty much. So it's pretty funny to see that. And then for 15, it's pretty much, if they don't want to do anything, it kind of brings him down, and he doesn't really end up, leaving and stealing. He ends up going to take a nap and kind of stuff. So it is pretty much that it's like more of a daycare, that's what he says, than a prison. That's pretty much what it is. So it's pretty funny. One aspect that they did add in, one new thing that they did add in for episode 3 is what, as well, I was wondering if it was going to happen, if they were going to bring in another inmate or anything. And yeah, they do. Guess what? It's a goddamn ninja inmate. You have a ninja, yeah. Turns out he's like a magazine. He's in a magazine, so he's not really a ninja. I guess he just cosplays as a ninja, and he somehow got into the prison. I don't know how, but it's pretty funny how he's like, I don't really know what his plan was. Like, he was following 15 around, and when they were trying to do the escape kind of thing, and he every moment it looked like he was about to kill him, and then all of a sudden 15 just finished it easily, solved how to get through this certain aspect easily, like nothing. And then you have where Hajime comes, ninja guy tries to escape, throws a bunch of stuff all around him. Now he's stuck, he can't move, and they leave him there for the day, and he's going to be moving to another cell. So that was pretty much the end of it. He's pretty funny. I would love to see more of him, honestly, and it looks like we will, because at the very end of this episode, which I can't wait, it seems that it's New Year's, obviously. It definitely did make it seem like it was like the ending of the season, kind of, in a way. But it looks like the next episode will be some type of event, festival of some sort, where all of them all the different, cell blocks will have to challenge each other for some reasoning. I'm not too sure. And I can't wait to see. We have a whole bunch of unique, different people, silhouettes that we did see. So it should be exciting to see all these new characters, see what the hell. There's probably going to be some crazy damn event they're going to have. And I honestly cannot wait to see what's going to happen with cell block 13, cell 13. What are they going to do, since they are going to be representing them, thanks to, of course, the warden doing it because she wants to see Hajime, clean up everything, and she enjoyed the last time, so she can't wait to see him do it again. He's cool. He's like the epiphany of cool to her. But yeah, overall, honestly, I enjoyed both episode 2 and 3 so far. Every episode to me has been pretty damn hilarious. I love the aspect of everything that they've been throwing out, all the comedy stuff that they've been throwing out. Characters are getting more and more likable, colorful as always. Soundtrack is nice as well, and honestly, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do. The twist, new things, new comedy things that they're gonna throw in, because that is what kind of keeps you in with the comedy. There's a lot of good animes and stuff that I've watched where the comedy at first was like completely hilarious, and then after a while, it's just like the same old, and it gets kind of boring. Hopefully that doesn't happen with this. Hopefully it does get a lot more funnier, and they change it up with different kind of things, different characters, different, you know, comedy skits kind of thing that they throw in, and hopefully it continues to be as funny as it has been. But at the moment, I definitely enjoyed it, though it, like I said before, it does kind of look a little scary that the fact that episode 2 and 3 did have a lot of the same, you know, things going for it. They didn't really change up things. So hopefully they do that with this next episode, since it is going to be some festival event challenge kind of thing they're going to have. So I can't wait to see that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So please enjoy this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, don't forget to like. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So until next time, see ya.